Knox, and I'm the president and founder of the Ozark Chinquapin Foundation. I don't think I need this. I think we have a small enough group we can get by without it. And let's see. Okay, different times we may use that though. Glad to have everybody out here, and we just want to welcome you to the Ozark Chinquapin Foundation. And I want everybody to do this if you don't care. If you have worked in a laboratory doing research and any kind of work to push along the saving of the Ozark Chinquapin, please raise your hand up. Anybody? Okay. Okay. If you've climbed a tree with pollen in your hand or in a container, or were in a lift bucket up high up in a Chinquapin tree, raise your hand. Okay, we got just a few. If you've ever found an Ozark Chinquapin tree, a large one that people said did not exist, please raise your hand up. Okay, and I think this is monitored. Pleased to meet you. I'll talk to you a little bit later. Okay, is there anybody here that has talked to people about the trees, or joined, or done any kind of work to help save and restore the Ozark Chinquapin? Please raise up your hand. Okay, about everybody in here. Now, what I want you to do with that hand raised up, if you would reach around behind yourself, you need to give yourself a big pat on the back, okay? The people that we have here, we have different meetings that we've had a lot of people at, some less. It doesn't matter. What matters is the people that we have making a difference, and all of you do. And on behalf of myself and all of us working with us, we want to thank all of you. And today I want you to go around, and our printer ran out of ink. We did have real pretty green leaves like Chris has got right here. And what I want you to do is go around these people that have these name tags on and ask them how they got that green leaf. Actually, it's a brown leaf today. Ask them how they got that leaf on there. There's people that here today that I want you to mingle with and get to know that did some incredible work to save and restore this tree. And so we're really proud of that. And I'm going to let you go ahead and say a little bit about what you're doing and why we're here.
All right, my name's Chris. I work with the Arkansas Department of Agriculture. College Forestry Commission for 29 years before that, when I was there before that. But anyway, I appreciate you. Has anybody here first trip to Newton County? All right, that's great. We got a good spot if you like outdoor stuff. Probably Buffalo Rivers are most famous, but we got hiking trails, place to go hunting, all kind of big action here. Now, if you like shopping, you're probably not going to have a lot of places to shop at malls and stuff. But do that, you can do that somewhere else. But anyway, I appreciate you coming out and everybody here that's helping. You showing up, you're showing you're on our team, we're all for you. And like I say, you just kick in even a little more, we brag on you even more. But anyway, appreciate you coming out, and anything we can do, well, you're locally, I hope you can stay a few days. The fall colors, usually about the end of the month, is the peak, but they're kind of getting going. But appreciate you coming out and helping. And like I say, everybody's got a part to play. If you're so old or so young, we still need you.
That's a good point. Very good. Thanks a lot, Ben. Okay, and so today, when we start these programs off in the past, we've had several people that would stand up in front of you and they would speak about how important the Ozark Chinquapin was. And Mr. Knox, do you care to come on up here? And I don't want to make you take this the wrong way, but the gentleman that was going to speak today for us would have turned 100 next month, and he's the guy that inspired me. And he passed away sadly, and he's from Deer, Arkansas. He spent most of his life in Missouri, and he was one of the smartest people I know. And I went to his visitation, and on the very front of the little thing with the information about him, it had him holding up a plaque that had that was made of pure Ozark Chinquapin wood that we had presented to him. And if he could look down today, which I'm sure he is, he would be real happy for all of us and want us to continue on what we're doing. But it just kind of goes to show you that the people that remember these trees and the range of it continues to shrink. And that's why we're all here today. And he would be real happy about what we're doing. And it was a kind of a neat celebration of his life. And it's very inspirational to know that a person can have that big of an impact on you. So kind of keep that message in mind. And I'm going to turn it over right now to Mr. Knox. And he is not 100, So we had to look far and wide to find somebody close to that age. No, I'm sorry. But anyhow, Al's going to tell us a little bit about his recollections of the trees and how important they were. And Al's inspired all of us. And it's these kind of things and the emails I get that empowers all of us, inspires all of us to do more and to do what we're doing here today. So Al, I'm going to turn it over to you. Do you need a microphone?
Probably.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. All right. Being an ex-school counselor, you know, I got that soft little voice, and you know how you talk in a counseling session and all that. So I've been identified as one of the, what was that expression last night about the old timer?
With lots of experience.
Lots of experience. My story that they like me to tell is when I was about a 10-year-old boy over north of Cave Springs, Arkansas. Anybody here know where Cave Springs is? Oh, we got a couple of you. South of Bentonville, and I was about 10 years old when I first met the Chinquapin. Had some cousins lived down by Little Osage Creek. Anybody know where Little Osage Creek is? It's between Cave Springs and Bentonville. It's the stream that runs right through Rogers and on down, eventually into the Illinois River. Little rolling hills, nothing like this area, but I visited with a cousin that lived near Osage Creek, and we played lots of games there, and there was this holler down there. You all know what a holler is, and it was full of large trees. And one year, about this time of year, my cousins took me over across a fence into this little holler that had these big trees, and on the ground there was these little sweet nuts, and they called them cheeky pins. And we would, some of the burrs were there, and the nuts were in the burrs, and we'd stomp them and do that, and get the sharp burrs off the ground, and fill our pockets full of cheeky pins. And we had so many that we were able to take them to school the next day. And folks, that was better than money in your pockets. And I know, well, let me just ask, how many of you have taken a pocket full of cheeky pins to school? Boy, that categorizes me right away, doesn't it? Well, if you had a pocket full of cheeky pins, you became very popular. And the girls liked you immediately. There wasn't much to buy with money, so cheeky pins was really better than money at school the next day. And we would play a game called Hully Gully. Has anyone ever heard of Hully Gully? Some of you have. A little game where you put some nuts in your hand and you shake them and you try to guess, have people guess how many, and if they guessed right, they got to keep them. Anyway, I can't tell you much more about it. I have a little bit of memory of my grandfather teaching that game. And my memory is not that good, but having attended meetings for, how long have I been almost with the beginning with you, Steve? 12, 13, 14 years maybe. And so telling the story a little bit different each time, not because I try to, but because I don't remember exactly how I told it the last time. But anyway, fast forward 50, 60 years, life got in the way, married family, and became an educator. Retired after 31 years in Missouri and Oklahoma schools. Had a little property that our family owned on Beaver Lake, and so in 1990 I took early retirement from schools in Oklahoma, thinking I'm coming over to Arkansas, to Beaver Lake, and I'm going to retire and fish. Except that I started coming over to Hobbs Park and doing some hiking. And by golly, noticed some of the trails needed some work and started volunteering doing trail work at Hobbs State Park. 12,000 acre park, some of you may know. How many of you have been to Beaver Lake? Golly, okay, good deal. Well, anyway, got started with the hiking trails for a couple of years, and they hired me to build another 24 miles of a multi-use trail for horses, bikers, and horses. So on the trail, I started one day with a weed eater and ran right up my face, right up into a big gob, a big bunch of chinquapins on this tree, which I had not seen since I was a 10-year-old boy. Got it real excited and took the birds back to the park office where Mr. Steve Churchill worked. And the young whippersnappers there, they didn't know what the chinquapins were. But Steve, a great researcher, soon found out what they were. A college professor at Texas A&M sent him a message and said, well, if you found one chinquapin tree, there must be others nearby within pollinating range. And so I immediately, I was actually a volunteer at that time at the park, so I immediately went out and started searching in a circle away from that first tree and found 12 more fruiting chinquapin trees within a week. Sadly, all of those have since died many years ago, but I found dozens and dozens of other trees during the years of building 24 miles of hiking trail. Sadly, all of those trees have not died, as far as I know, due to that old chestnut blight, they call it. And we have with us today a professor from the University of Arkansas who did a lot of studies up there in the woods. I had the privilege of going out with Dr. Fred Paillet. Fred, would you raise your hand? And he has been studying the chestnuts back east as well as other places. Chestnut, as you know, is the big brother, closely related genetically to the Ozark Chinquapin. And Fred has just published a new book about trees in the area, and in fact, you got some for sale today. Just wanted to mention that. I'll be saying more than I should, but I think you deserve to be recognized, as does Steve Churchill, who got the word from this professor about the chinquapin. So my fishing, I haven't done a lot of fishing lately because I've been fishing for chinquapin trees on the park. We have 12,000 acres, and there's a lot of trees that have not been discovered. I've been doing some work with volunteers, teaching them what a chinquapin tree is. And it's just kind of changed the direction of my life, because the more I meet with the passion of the people in this group, the more I realize the importance of bringing this tree back. And also, this year, there's been more encouragement along this line, because we, the foundation, are beginning to spread to other states and other places in Arkansas, and state parks, of course, is where we're closely connected. So, it's great to see the turnout here, and I'll let some other people tell about their experiences, but I went from from 10-year-old boy to plus senior citizen, and I have great hopes that I will see the Chinquapin back in our woods before I'm called into glory. And as a matter of fact, last year I had 3 extra nuts from the foundation, which I planted outside the plot that we have on Hobbs Park. And these 3 trees are in the parking lot area of the visitor center for Hobbs State Park. So I've actually experienced my dream of getting the trees out of the plots and into the woods. Got 3 of them, and 1 of them is still alive. So I'm hanging on to that 1 tree.
Very good, very good. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.